Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Well, here we go. It's the Group A opening games. Mousesports versus Valiance here at the EU Minor for IEM Katowice. Hugo, I am very excited for this game. Now we get into the meat and potatoes. The EU Minor, very, very stacked minor as well. You look at this and it looks like it could almost be, you know, like a 200, 300K event all on its own in a sense, right? Yeah. I mean, you think about as well how hard some of these teams had to fight just to get to this minor in the first place. Some of the teams they've had to try and overcome, and it's been quite the journey getting here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, especially for mousesports, not a team that really even expected to be in the minor if you know, go back to a major ago. But unfortunately, having a lackluster performance there has really cost them. They've had to grind their way back into this one, but haven't had too much of a problem doing so. Now, this is where the real trials and tribulations start. But I would say the trials here are more for Valiance coming into this game, right? Like this is the best team in the group versus the worst team in the group in terms of at least, you know, what we've seen from them. And Valiance only having this roster together for, you know, since November 3rd, they completely wiped like 3 of their players, brought in a bunch of new guys, and I like the roster. I think it's a really cool like mix of players, international lineup, but again, it's a very hard matchup to be opening up with here in Katowice.
Yeah, they certainly don't have an easy time of it. You know, I mean, mousesports was probably the worst outcome I think you could have had. I think, you know, you look at some of the other teams, right? Optic, they've been pretty hit and miss thus far, despite making a few changes. Yeah, you look at Team Vitality as well. They're kind of in a similar boat, right? After making a few changes to their own recently, bringing in Alex, I think it was, to replace Happy. So yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting matchup for these guys in the sense that, you know, I mean, you're going to be tested, right? You can't take that away from them. If they manage to get a victory over mousesports, and you've kind of already beat the big beast of Group A. If we can go ahead and bring up the bracket for this group that we keep on talking about, you can see mousesports versus Valiance. That's going to be the game that we're looking at here on the B stream. The main stream, that's covering Vitality versus Optic. That game's already been underway for a little bit, so we're going to try and give you guys some updates if we can.
I do indeed have a scoreline.
And we can.
Yeah, well, thank you, Harry. It's currently 9-6 in favor of Vitality in that game. So already starting off the half well on Dust 2, but we'll keep you guys updated at home, so you don't need to go anywhere. You can just stay here and see this game while also being updated. That's nice. But let's have a look at Group B as well, see what other games we got going on for the rest of the day. Of course, North Windigo. That's the second game we're going to be covering here over on this stream. And of course, Space Soldiers versus ENT. Space Soldiers notably being probably the most interesting team here in this group, just due to this roster change. I would say, you know, of obviously getting rid of Xantares, well, not really getting rid of, but he changed team, and then bringing in Yam over from the Oceanic region, who can also speak Turkish, funnily enough. So
yeah, that was interesting to me.
Quite a surprise.
Like, that was like the if there was like one roster move I just didn't think would happen, it would be Yam to Space Soldiers. Like, I mean, you know, what's that, like Sponge to FaZe? You know, we're just gonna like start. I mean, I guess they're international, right? So then there's like Sponge to NIP. There you go. That's a roster. He actually speaks Swedish fluent.
He does love Swedes, but like, yeah, weird change, right?
Yeah.
So definitely got to keep our eyes on Space Soldiers this event. Obviously, ENT as well, another team that really had a rocking end of 2018 and obviously picked up the win back at Star Series. They had some great events as well leading up to that, Clone being one of them. But yeah, you know, what can they do here? I expect them to get out of the group, but let's see if they hold up to our expectations.
Well, for us to be able to talk about this a little bit more and for us to get, you know, really truly invested in this, we need to know what map we're going to be on. So we've got the map beat you up on your screens right there. We're going to end up on Mirage. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that now. I think
Mirage.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty tricky one for Valiance here. You know, you think about mousesports on this map prolifically. It's been a great map. There was kind of a point in time where you could even say they were the best Mirage team in the world. So yeah, I mean, I think you've given yourself a challenge. I have to respect Valiance for that. They're not looking for any cheap wins. But are they going to find it here on Mirage? I'm not sure.
I mean, they clearly, like, if you're Valiance, right, you know mousesports want to play Mirage, right? So you're definitely going into this game assuming that they have some sick game plan for this map, right? They know mousesports aren't going to be ever banning Mirage. So it's a safe bet in terms of knowing what map you're going to play coming into this series, but it's not a safe bet bet, as you say, it being such a good map for mousesports. That being said, player like Esperanto over on this Valiant side, this is without a doubt his best map. He's so good on that CT side towards a connector. He's going to be a real nuisance, I'm sure. And we do definitely have some strong players on this Valiant side. So let's not count them out before the game, especially after this Christmas break. We've had a long month of no Counter-Strike, some chances for teams and players to improve individually and together, and especially prepare for this game as well coming into the minors. So I don't at all want to count Valiance out before we see them play. But yeah, this is not an easy game. Let's remember that.
That said, though, to try and build our hopes up a bit more for this Valiant squad. There's a lot of talent here, but more kind of apparent than that to me is that you look at the combination of this team, right? You take players from what was the old Imperial lineup, and then you kind of mush that together with Valiance. Both of those teams were great upset teams. They would show up at events, people didn't really expect all too much from them, and then they would get off to like a great start in the best of ones, keep on kind of getting by on the back of that. mousesports also a team that's kind of knowing to let victories that they should be getting slip through their fingers. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. This is already underway though. mousesports over on the T side here on Mirage. Valiance, they are on the CT side, and we can see they've got 3 players over here toward this A bomb site, 3 at ramp for mousesports as well, with a couple of guys trying to pincer in through low. Is Nexa going to be the first man tested here from CT, and he's got Letney keeping tabs of Under Palace, but he's been spotted and dealt with off the bat.
Yeah, great entry from Robs and Nexa. He's got to be very careful in the CT spawn. Esperanto back in the connector has dropped the lower man on that boost, so Oscar's been relegated down to the depths of the underpass. The bomb going down here for mousesports, but the man advantage lost in the process. That's Hunter picking that up, eventually killing Oscar. Very open bomb plant, but there is going to be a kit on Valiance to get on that defuse. Nexus already taken down Chris J in the meantime, and he's on a double right now. It's Robs left alone. Got to find an ace if he wants to win this round, and they're already on the defuse. Hunter won't allow it. 2 kills from him, 2 kills from Nexa. Brothers in arms here, and Valiance, they're going to pick up that pistol round. So a nice start here on the CT side, but mousesports got a bomb plant, and they're going to have the option to go for a couple of rifles in this round. And yeah, I'm not really surprised to see them do it. Go for that early force buy, try and surprise Valiance straight out the gate.
I'm a fan of that. Rops, Oscar, and Sonny going to be donning those AKs. Chris J on the scout as well. That's something that you just love to see.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big upsides to having him in your team. You can just become so versatile in these force buys. He doesn't have armor to go behind it. Important to note. Otto going to be holding down mid with a scout of his own.
And one talking point I think is really important coming into this game is the AWPing power on Valiance. Otto's really, really good on that AWP, and I imagine Esperanto's still going to be on that secondary AWP like he was back in Imperial for a lot of the time. And, that's great, obviously. A lot of strong AWPing on Valiance, yeah, you do have to remember you're up against Oscar and Chris, so it goes both ways. But I'm very excited to see the AWP v AWP battles coming into this map, especially on Mirage.
Oh, man, definitely. That's something we're going to have high in supply here on this map. Now you can see mousesports, they went for this force, so that's why they're not too keen to just barrel blindly into a bomb site. At least not right off the bat. They try and play things slow, try and see if anyone from Valiance maybe tries to hand aggression up into the apartments, and Letney did just do that. Sonny spots him, and as that AK rallies off a couple of shots, Valiance now have the information that this is the force buy from Mouse. So maybe we see things change up a little bit in response to that. You can see 3 players grouped up for mousesports down at the ramp, setting up smokes. Don't actually have really any smokes to set up. It's Chris J and Sonny who you're going to be relying on to throw them, and that's why this take hasn't come in. They try and peel Sonny off of B, perhaps to make use of that last smoke that he has. They throw out one towards CT. And now the push comes on in. Esperanto on the stairs really does have his work cut out for him, but he delivers 2 quick kills.
Yeah, Nexus actually come out from the CT spawn as well. Chris J domes him with a scout after finding a second. Now this bomb can go down. There's only 13 seconds left up. Otto does his best to deny it, but the spam does put him back down to 15. He has to play passive. Sonny can try and take down the man in the jungle, but instead he's the one to get a bullet to his skull. And just like that, it's Chris J saving the day here for mousesports. Only Hunter left up. And they're going to have a bit of an idea as to where he was. But will Chris know where he is? That's a yes. 4 kills on the man himself. And mousesports, they pick up the force buy round. Looked very good for Valiance for a second, but well, spiraling out of control maybe in the post plant. And now we're going to have the force up from the CT side as their money is broken back.
And I mean, now they've had to go for this force. They've had to try and cobble together what they can. Valiance desperate to try and maintain this lead that they're on to pick up by winning the pistol round. It's already turned a little bit sour for them, and now they really do have their work cut out for them in this round. The aggression from mousesports over here towards mid going to be the idea, at least early on. Ooh. Not quite. Chris J, in the meantime, on the Krieg, taking a little look in over here at short, and he does manage to tap down the first man, helped out by Oscar. These pistols are not getting anything done right now for Valiance, trying to pick a fight versus the rifles in mid, and that might be a decision they come to regret here. As now just 3 players remain. Hunter and Letney do at least have this crossfire set up, and that's 1 kill cemented. Hunter's position still an unknown factor here.
For now. Because look at Sunny. He's all the way on the wraparound. He's coming in from the market. Oscar caught with a nade in his hand. Luckily, Chris J does get that trade, so the flank from B wasn't even required to get control of the site. That being said, Sunny is still here, and that bomb can be dragged into position as well. It will be coming in through mid, which is a bit of a danger, but Letney doesn't have the HP to really win one of these battles. Surely he'll be up for the chopping block, and Chris will send him packing. So Otto now last man standing, not for long. He'll join his teammates. Chris, another 4K. In-game leader of mousesports certainly starting today off with a bang, and a 2-1 scoreline here for the T side to open things up. Valiance now have to take the, or bite the bullet and take the full eco. Give mousesports a 3rd round here on this T side.
Yeah, that's pretty devastating if you're Valiance. So you find the pistol, you get a chance to get off to a good start here on your, on a very good map for Mouse, and that's just not happening. In other news, Chris J, what a start he's having. He's 8-1. So he is a man who loves Mirage, as demonstrated by one of the best kind of aces that anyone's ever seen, obviously. From the crisscross spot, as it's informally known.
I love that.
I know, that's probably one of the best names I've ever come up with for a place in CS.
Is that you?
Yeah, we were doing Pro League together.
I don't remember.
And I said it should be called crisscross.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was where he got the ace. But it's not. So there's that. Here we go. Sunny's up in the apartments, and he's looking to try and make some money. And money would be in abundance if he went in toward this B-bomb site. Now there's 4 players here. They're all unarmored, just with vanilla pistols, with the exception of Letney. And he's making noise. They're not going to go rotating now. They believe that maybe there's a chance someone comes their way.
And the jig is up. Sunny, he will only get 1, but spotting at least 2 players down on that B site will be enough confidence for mousesports to charge this connector. With only Nexter in the spawn to try and hold this off, a lone USP, mousesports are going to be able to get an easy bomb plant down. There's no smokes to cut off any of these positions like CT, but they won't be planting for it, so not a problem here for mousesports. And just around where Valiance are looking to try and get exits, maybe take guns away from these Ts, or at least stop them from saving. Oh. Naughty. And not as clean as you would have liked, but mousesports, yeah, they should be getting away with minimal casualties now.
God, don't say it, though, because now that you've said that, it's like everyone's going to die. Let's see Oscar. No, he's all right. He's good. He's safe. There's no way they find him. Surely not. And they don't. So that's that book. It's an open and shut case. They managed to go ahead and pick up the Krieg on the back of Otto. So that's a little nice bonus to take with you into the next round. A pretty big one of that. It allows the AWP buy to come in here. Otto with $5,750. That almost looks like it's so calculated down to a T. You can just drop the AWP over, buy armor, and he is golden.
Bit of a mathematician.
He is a mathematician. Little known fact. He just loves numbers. Is that what a mathematician is?
Sure. We'll go with that.
What's your favorite number, Hugo? I don't have one, by the way.
49.
Because all numbers are basically the same. They're just different.
Thanks for that. Well, we do have this AWP in towards middle for Otto. Oscar's on his own AWP as well on the T side, so pretty standard stuff here for this first full buy round, in fact, for both teams at least. And mousesports, even though they're slow to take mid, just this smoke low keeps Otto from wide facing. He doesn't know if they come close to the connector, so Esperanto definitely has to be somewhat careful down towards his jungle position. Otto's just fallen back to a far more passive angle just to hold the short cross instead. Try and catch out a B split, but right now mousesports are looking possibly on the other side of the map. They've got a man outside of A. That's Rops in the Palace. And also with this underpass split, looking to just convert onto the mid control. Very slow, very methodical from mousesports. Valiance won't be biting. They've got no utility left. A smoke and a flashbang is all that's left up on this CT side, and that smoke already going down in the connector. Chris J wins his battle once again. That seems like all too familiar so far this game. And Valiance down a man. Now someone needs to make a play. And Nexa, he's looking to do exactly that on ramp.
Yeah, this is big. They've got no idea that he's in this position. Maybe they're going to anticipate that someone could have gone aggressive over at ramp, but they have to be extra careful. And Nexa might get rewarded for his patience here as he picks up the first man. Now goes bounding back into the relative safety of this A-bomb site and might elude Rops. He actually takes the fight and is able to win it out. So, man advantage retaken courtesy of Nexa. This push coming in towards A, but there's only 15 seconds. Time is of the essence. Otto going to miss that shot and now does get goosed on down from ramp, but that doesn't matter because the rest of the team are there to pick up the pieces. And Valiance will be in with their second round. Fantastic stuff from Nexa.
Yeah, really nice work. You could see even when those players were coming in through T-spawn before he even killed Chris J, he could hear those footsteps. He could hear 3 players running through T-spawn. So we had a very early rotate from Valiance. They had 3 players on the bomb site before mousesports were even out through ramp. So very prepared for that one. mousesports now, bit of an economical crisis. Couple of deagles here, but everyone else gunned up at least. We have that AWP once more. And we'll be fighting up against Otto again, this time in the connector. And Oscar trying to go for the early B take, but that nade chunks down him and Chris. Not a good way to start a round for mousesports, and looking like they want to go very early on into this B site. Chris J's pushed in so deep, and Letney, he's waiting on the other side. Dink done, lots of damage, and finally converts the kill as well. Oscar waits for the retreat, and boy does he hit that.
And next up, back at ramp, looking to try and be a hero again. He will have players coming his way if he waits around here that much longer. For mousesports, it's kind of, you know, back to same sort of gist as the previous round. Try the hand at B, try the hand down in mid a little bit, test the waters, and then double back into this B bomb site. The only issue is once again, Nex is waiting close over at the ramp, and this time Esperanto is in CT. This time, though, they've best the point man for Valiance, and now all the pressure is going to fall onto Esperanto. 1v4, and he's here at triple. There's the first foul, but Stiko in with the trade. That leaves Hunter and Otto in the hot seat, desperately trying to claw their way back into this round.
And Otto's trying to catch across from the short, but there's already a smoke down just to cover him off. They're not planting for him. Hunter, he's going to be able to drop the bomb there in the open and actually move in through off the back of it. They need to be very ready for this. Stiko's going for the plant again. Hunter, lots of damage, converts it as well. There's the trade, but 15 seconds left up, and that's given ample time for Otto to rotate up through the jungle. He's now in the A site, and if Rops tries to cross, he's going to cross to his death, but a missed shot gives Rops another opportunity, gives him a few more seconds, and Otto's still going to hit the shot on the repeat, so great work there. Valiant able to get it in the post plant, able to claw back a massive disadvantage, and actually pick up a 2-on-4. 3 rather, 2-on-3.
Yeah, I mean, good stuff from the, you know, most notably as well, I think.
Hunter.
Yeah, no, I can't even remember what I was going to say. It slipped my mind. Hugo, it's all good. It's fine. We're back into this. Round number 7, 3-3, all tied up. Double what moved into now for Valiance. Letney and Otto going to be holding out for them.
And a big round one, like, while it's by the skin of their teeth for Valiance, it breaks the money of mousesports. It puts them down to this really low investment buy, and that's going to give Valiance not only the chance to build a little more confidence, but get up into the lead here. Letney's going to spot the cross down on B. He knows there's at least one player in the apartments, but does he know about all 5?
Well, he certainly does now as they start to walk his way. There is Stiko opening up with the deagle. Otto's here with that secondary AWP, and the Molotov has actually segregated Sunny away from the rest of the crew. And that second one, raining in shortly after. Forces Sunny forward, and now Chris, or Oscar rather, on that AWP, trying to keep an eye on this boost up. Hunter catches the timing. And now just 3 players remaining. Back to the drawing board here for Mouse.
But they're trying to rotate them background. Rops has worked his way into the jungle, so if this bomb can get towards A, Rops can easily catch out these market rotations. You can see Valiance are very aware they've given up the window roam, though. Look at Esperanto in the spawn. Sunny still here in the apartments, yet to move a muscle. Hunter just jump spotting. If Sunny can catch the timing, maybe he can get this kill. 35 seconds. Bomb finally up through the connector. There's the timing from Sunny. Catches Hunter, but Otto's got his back covered, and now it is going to be the A-crunch. Esperanto still honed in on that window room, and Stiko's now alone with the bomb. Won't be able to get much further than that. Valiance will pick up the round. And only one casualty in it as well, so far more convincing than that of the previous. That being said, regardless, mousesports will still be able to buy up into this round.
Yeah, they will have that. But I tell you what, for mousesports, it's been a very, very slow start for the likes of Sunny and Oscar, and that's pretty worrying if you're them. These are two players that normally you look towards to be, you know, more consistent forces within this team. Chris J is currently sitting top of the board, but he doesn't really have anyone there to step up alongside him. And on the side of Valiance, yeah, it's been Hunter looking good off the bat rather. Nexa once again over here at ramp. Maybe they're going to be ready for this time around, and indeed they are. He's tried it a few times now, and I think that trick might have run its course. Esperanto going to line up one more, and now Hunter, a man who's been on fire here inside of this A-bomb site, teaming up alongside Otto. They have this crossfire. The bomb's out in the open. mousesports are hard-pressed to find anything, especially as Hunter continues to rack up a body count. Only Oscar remains, and maybe it's possible, but no. Letney emerging just in time from CT. Securing the trade, picking up a 5th round, and now it really is back to the drawing board for mousesports.
Yeah, dear, oh dear, another rifle round falling short from the mousesports side, and they've got nothing to show for it. Pistols and armor. AWP still in play for Otto as well, and I mean, we've had lots of like really close, dangerous situations where mousesports could have gotten ahead of the curve, like trades that have gone their way and advantages they've lost. So certainly not a strong start for mousesports coming into this game, but there's plenty of time to turn it back around. Esperanto in the connector. He's already found Chris, dropping the bomb as well. Mid control going to be mostly given up by Valiance after that, but Esperanto can still hold on to Con to make sure they can't split this A-bomb site with that bomb. Hunter, in the meantime, pushes up on short, and he doubles down. Great start from him. Nexa finds Oscar, and just like that, this round is looking to be clean as can be. Valiance not losing a man in that eco, or anti-eco rather. And 6-3 here, Harry. This has got to be it. This has got to be mousesports finding a rifle round, otherwise, well, we could even be seeing Valiance up to 8-3.
Which would just be meant. I mean, I feel like, you know, we've seen quite a few upsets today. You know, we've already seen in the CIS, my right, Gambit moving down into that lower bracket.
Yeah.
But that's like a different level in comparison with mousesports. We're the first team to be heading on in to a lower bracket in the EU minor, right? That would be unreal. So let's see. Valiant certainly off to a good start here on Mirage. Having no issue finding their footing. mousesports, though, with his full buy. You have Oscar the AWP in hand. Sunny going to try and clear out the lower tunnels, but Esperanto is very, very quick on the trigger, and Sunny wasn't quite ready for that. That's one of these prongs that they had ready to come in for this 3-pronged attack into the A-bomb site removed, and now you're just relying on Ramp and Palace. So the pressure really is on the remaining 4 players for Mouse.
Yeah, and already bailing on the idea of just bursting A-ramp again. We've seen that in the past, but they just got crunched by the Molotovs and by Hunter on the site as well. So mousesports looking to rally back towards B potentially. Could have been that split, but they've given up A. In fact, it's actually Rops rotating to the Palace, so it will be that connector play with the Rops just trying to lurk out at the same time. Still plenty of utility here for Valiant. Still 2 Molotovs and a smoke. And Esperanto keeping his eyes on the connector. He's going to have a little bit of warning when they start to go towards the A site. He sees Chris there, so Molly can go down, slow down the push. Chris goes through it and through to his death. Esperanto, second kill of the round. mousesports, they are running out of options and they are running out of time. 35 seconds. Someone needs to find a kill, but they just can't for the life of them catch a Valiance player. Even in the meantime, we've got Letney pushed deep into the B apartment, so Valiance have far more information than mousesports even know, and I think they've already given this one up. I think they've thrown in the towel. It's looking like a save from mousesports on a full rifle round.
And I mean, that is gut-wrenching if you're mousesports. These are not the sorts of saves to be expecting to see whatsoever. Valiant's going to try and hunt down a few of these players. Now, Stiko is sat here. This is a fight he should win 9 times out of 10, but there's always a chance Letney's not going to go any further forward than this. So they will manage to hold on to the AWP and 2 AKs, but really are clutching at straws. That's not even that much of a silver liner, because you don't have any money on these players now. You can force buy up around them. You're going to have armor on the likes of Chris. He can grab himself a scout because he loves it. That's probably what he's going to get. I don't know. I'm not Chris J. I'm not in his head. But Hugo, you are. So, oh. But there we go. We have a little graph. I didn't know we had that. We have a little stream A graph. That's you can see Vitality taking the win versus Optics 16-8.
That's not even close.
And I wonder if it was just Zywoo once again fragging out, having a great time.
I'm going to just get the scoreboard up because I want to know as well. That's crazy though. That was a 9-6 half as well. So yeah, Zywoo 22 kills. But it was a pretty close, like RPK's at 20, Alex is at 17.
No, that's good.
You know, it wasn't a one-man show.
One thing that you would have just seen on the scoreboard in this game, though, is Hunter currently sitting 13th on top of the board. The difference is he's got players behind him stepping up, right? Everyone kind of within earshot of catching up with his scoreline. mousesports, it's only Chris J who's really done anything thus far. He's sitting up in double digits. You think about that, though, a lot of those kills came from those early rounds, the pistol, the anti-eco. This time it's Oscar to open things up with that AWP.
That was a bit of a boost at the top of middle as well to catch the player down in lower connector without necessarily peeking out wide in mid. So definitely Esperanto was not ready for that one. Bit of a surprise pulled in from mousesports. And it will be worth its weight in gold if they can convert it to a round. We need a rifle round one by mousesports. It's been a long time coming. Bit of a streak from Valiance in these past few. mousesports now with a pick are going to be setting up outside the B apartments. But with Rops still in the Palace, there's no need to commit towards B here. They can easily drop back down the underpass, try and go for that mid-split. Now the connector play is dead. A is looking like a very, very good idea for mousesports. 3 players here on B for Valiance. Already mousesports beginning to back out of the B apartments, and in fact, it will be that A play after all, but we've seen Nexa in this position before, Harry.
We have indeed. He loves A ramp, does Nexa. Let's see, will he be able to make it work? No, Chris J, he's learned. He's like a self-learning AI, is Chris J. Doesn't fall for anything twice. Otto in CT. Now, very, very tall order ahead of him, creeping on forward. Bomb goes down, but he could deny it. He could deny it. Move a little bit left, but no. It's down. And now they've just got to try and deal with that. First frag found and almost the flick. Letney's there to secure the trade 2-on-3 in the retake, but with Oscar all the way over on short, he's the fail-safe. Surely there's no way the Valiance managed to pick this round up.
No one's fighting. Oscar's up on Cat. This is a near undoable situation. Valiance just don't know it yet. They have no utility left. Molotov does force Stiko up, and that gives him the opportunity to a kill. But with Oscar in this position, it's just going to be too strong. Rops peeks out from the Palace and finds himself a frag as well. And just like that, the deal is sealed. Letney has to run for the hills. Rops is low, but Oscar, he doesn't give a damn. He'll take down Letney in the spawn regardless. Rops will die to the bomb. But a round is a round, Harry. And mousesports have found their 4th. The only issue being is when you don't take clean rounds like that, or when you don't take clean rounds at all, 1 round loss means you're going to get reset. So pistols on the horizon unless mousesports can bounce back with a 2nd one in a row.
So there's any denying. This has been a very good first half thus far for Valiance. Let's see. They can keep this up. They certainly have momentum behind them. The one thing I am going to say is, Nexa, he loves ramp. It worked for him early on. I don't think, him continuing to push this ramp position. It does seem like mousesports are very much aware that that's what he likes to do now. It's not like he's been mixing it up. We haven't seen him go Palace. We haven't seen him do much else. So, it would be nice maybe to see a bit of a change there from Valiance. You imagine maybe if Nexa was playing a bit more passive, a bit further back inside of the bomb site, maybe you see that round shape up a bit differently. Obviously, it's very situational. There were 3 players over towards that B side of the map, so you understand taking aggression elsewhere. But, only time will tell how they decide to do it. Oscar, he's fully flashed, and he's still just going to shut down Nexa at ramp. So, yeah, just no more of that.
Yeah, he's had enough.
I think he's probably had enough too as well. He's like, yep, no, 5 times in a row and I'm done.
I'll play B, guys. Play B. Yeah, Hunter's having a great game as well. Oh, I guess we'll get to that later though. It seems like mousesports going for that full A execute. Just Esperanto here alone. He's got no teammates to support, and that smoke is going to cut off any chance of a trade. Stiko gets the first kill, and just like that, mousesports have got the A site under control. Otto peering towards it, maybe even looking for a flank, but there's no lurking player here for mousesports. They're fully grouped up as they burst through that A bomb site. And this man on your screen's Hunter. He's doing his best to avenge his cousin's ex-team. You know, get some revenge. Not sure why, but he's having a great start to this one. 14-6 right now.
There is just, I don't know what it is in the Kovac genes, but they are just so good at Counter-Strike, is that whole family. I guess, I mean, I don't actually really know. I just know Nico and his cousin, but maybe there's more.
That's more than most families.
Exactly. Oh, actually, you say that.
Not all families.
It's super weird, but like think about the amount of twins and like brothers that there are in this game.
It kind of makes sense. Like all those storylines of people, especially, I mean, you get major player profiles. It's always, my older brother taught me.
Yeah, that's true. But like,
that's
how rare is it that someone has like the reaction speed enough to be like a professor? And then not only that, but like the family's done it twice. I guess that is just genetics. You can't argue with genetics, Hugo. DNA. And all that.
All right, mate. Science man over there.
Oh, well. Counter-Strike is in science, and right now, mousesports, they're trying to perfect it. They've started to get back into this game, 5-7. Valiance did have a pretty strong lead early on, but now that's been called into question a bit. This force buy here doesn't see too much confidence either. Not the force try, this is just what was saved from the round prior, but here comes the push in towards a Nexa with the Deagle. This time not at ramp, he's playing more conservatively, and mousesports going to be scratching their heads at that idea, but Stiko is able to pick him up.
Ooh. Oh, there we go, that's a trade. Otto finding a shot through the smoke, maybe opens up the possibility of a retake here for Valiance, especially with this wrap round from Hunter. The issue is, it will take his time. He's got to go fast, he's got to throw on his running boots, but right now it's only flip-flops. mousesports fully committed to the site as well. They have CT, Palace, ramp. They've got it all. This is basically undoable, and Valiance realize it as well. They're just looking for exit kills now. Otto, he lands another, and while kills are... Ooh, yeah, no, do not try and go for that. While kills are lining up for them, you know, it doesn't really matter when mousesports are still picking up with the rifle round. We have 3 AWPs being saved here for Valiance.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You know, if matchmaking, I think, is taught everyone anything, it's that AWPs win games.
Yeah.
And the more you have, just the better it is. On a real like 3 AWPs, not the most conventional thing you're used to seeing. Partly because, and the biggest reason I think Valiance might not even decide, yeah, they don't,
yeah, they just
is just because in a retake, which they've been doing a lot in these last few rounds, you're so limited, right? You really do struggle. You also become very, you know, not very mobile all of a sudden because you're running that triple AWP setup. You can't just fluidly rotate players left and right. So they decide to just roll with the double AWP. mousesports a quick play in towards his B-bomb. Like, looks to be the order of the day. It's Letney here on that AWP to try and hold them back.
Oh, he's got the pixel as well. Not actually wide enough to catch it, but he does catch Sunny going straight in first. Ability to back off and maybe go back in for a second bite, but instead he'll just give up that B site. Esperanto rotating around. And mousesports, it seems like they always set up for these executes. They lose the first man and they just lose all confidence. They never want to commit off the back of it. And, you know, somewhat fair enough. Try and search somewhere else instead. And Oscar, he does get the tag onto Hunter. But it's still not the pick or the trade that mousesports would have wanted. So Stiko starts to lurk down towards the underpass. And we also have Chris J at the top of middle. Otto in the connector. And actually, very good chance Oscar just bypasses him and isn't aware that Otto's in the top side, but that smoke's starting to fade, and now Otto, he's really up for the chopping block. Luckily, a Molotov will take away some of the pressure with Stiko being forced back down to the underpass. But the bomb's gone back towards a ramp, looking to be this connector split once again for mousesports. And in fact, with Nexa having given up the ramp for a change, he's playing very passive towards CT spawn. Valiance, they're set up for a retake here.
They are indeed, and that is, well, they've started to push back in and actually secure a bit of a foothold back in this A-bomb site. Otto on the stairs has to be aware there's players in connector, and he is not. No one's keeping an eye on it, so that means Nexa has to go above and beyond. He's already delivered 2, and oh my goodness, he's actually onto a 3rd. Chris J's the only man remaining, and he'll get shut down. So Valiance digging deep, picking up an 8th round. It's all on the back of Nexa. Sitting down in dark, putting up the numbers and maintaining that lead for Valiance.
And big decision to push back into the site, right? He is set up for retaking. They do have the man advantage, so there's nothing wrong with that. But knowing that there was 15 seconds left, if he pushes into the site, all he needs to do is just be a distraction for long enough that he can delay the bomb plant. But not only is he a distraction, Harry, he's a deterrent. He gets 3 kills there from under the palace, locks down the round for Valiance. And this half has been very, very good considering what we expected from this team coming into today. 8-6, and Hunter, he's already got all the the info. He already knows it's a B rush. mousesports are charging into the bomb site, but oh dear, that's an unfortunate start.
Yeah, you can see mousesports kind of doting on the idea. Do we keep going into this? Do we slow down and head back? And they're just going to commit. Chris J has been a beast in this game thus far. Hunter, what are you made of? He's going to start to edge his way forward, but it's into the Deeg of Rops. Sat on his sofa, having a great time. Sunny in with another on that Deeg, and now it's only Esperanto left. I don't fancy his odds. I don't think he does either. He goes barreling through, does manage the first, but that is it. It's 8-7 at the end of this first half. Valiance still maintaining the lead, but mousesports are hot on their heels. And now only time will tell how this game will shape up. Hunter and Chris J leading the charge. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the second half, so do not go anywhere. Well, the second half about to get underway at mousesports versus Valiance and Co. Currently, and this might not be what you guys were expecting as you tune on in. Valiance sitting 8-7 up here on Mirage. But you think about kind of how strong their lead was early on, and then you look at how mousesports were able to build back into that game. Do you think we see more of that in this second half here, Hugo? Exactly the point I was actually going to raise coming into this. I think it's just a slow start for mousesports. Valiance played great, and I don't want to take that away from them, but this is a top 5 team in the world, right? This is not what we expect from mousesports. So let's see if they can bring things back here as we head into their CT side. Fast short play here from Valiance, really fast mid play. Hunter's actually straight up into the window room. I like that. We've even got the bomb up through the connector as well, and Valiance have taken that A site. We do lose Hunter up in the window to Sunny. But the bomb's down. We've got him at a disadvantage. The retake's on for mousesports, but there isn't a kit. That's going to be a real problem. They do have to pick up the pace, and that's an issue when you get shot in the face. Sunny and Oscar both falling out. Looking towards, I was going to say the likes of Stika, but he's going to get dealt with. Rops and Chris J doing what they can. It turns out that's quite a fair bit. Chris J is in with another, and surely not another great round from him. Otto might just be the saviour Valiance need. I think he's wasted enough time. You pointed out they didn't have a kit earlier on, so Rops doesn't have time to play with. He cannot get the defuse despite picking up the kill, and so that will be Valiance and Co. securing themselves the 9th round here and getting off once again to a good start.
Yeah, it's fantastic, especially considering they started that off with a disadvantage. It is the fact that mousesports are playing retake on that A bomb site with no kit. That's the big error of the round, right? And it does come back to haunt them. 9-7 and CT side, so mousesports probably just going to be going for this standard eco. They lost the pistol in the first half, but were fine forcing up in the second and actually getting away with that. So let's see if they have the same confidence. Apparently not. I don't blame them. This is not turning out to be the smoothest of games for this CT side. So got to give away double digits to Valiance before they come in with a full buy, but it will be a pretty decent buy nonetheless. Lots of SMGs into this one for Valiance, and mid-control attempted to be taken, but there are a lot of CTs on the other side. Otto going to line them up, and his teammate does find 3 kills. And just like that, this round should be done and dusted. Rops is just running for the hills.
Yeah, good stuff. You know what? One thing I'm kind of happy about now is Otto got off to a pretty slow start in that first half, if you recall. I mean, you know, there were a few rounds where maybe there were times he could have done a bit more, and maybe Valiance would have a bit of a better score. So he certainly maybe was feeling the pressure early on, or just struggling to find his footing. You know, now he's looking pretty good. He's starting to rise back up this scoreboard. Otto is always someone I was a big fan of watching play. So I am excited to see him off to a good start. And that's one of the things I do think is so interesting about this team. He's kind of like another addition that when I saw he was moved into this squad, I was like, okay. Like, that was not at all what I saw coming, but yeah, I like the pickup.
The thing is, as well, it's like if we look at this group now, Vitality, Optic, Valiance, and mousesports. On paper, Valiance are the bottom team there, right, in terms of actually being a proven roster. Well, now they're currently upsetting mousesports. Now, let's just say they take this victory. That throws this entire group into a whirlwind. That means it's Optic versus mousesports for the elimination game of this group. And that is nothing that anyone could have expected. Like, that is completely crazy. But sometimes, Harry, crazy is reality, and that's happening right now. 10-7. mousesports in with another buy, but there's no AWP in play just yet.
Now we're in that rare time where it's just rifles bought out. Otto along with the Krieg and a couple of Augs here and there over on the side of Mouse. So you do still have some long-range capability over here in middle. Smokes are down right now. One in over at the window. Does allow some safe passage here for Otto and Letney down in towards me. They're going to try and boost up Hunter as well, but Oscar on the other side of this smoke doesn't actually realize that a man's gotten by. So Hunter, that could be absolutely huge. Rops doesn't seem all too aware that Oscar hasn't been keeping an eye on this mid boost, and this could lead to the demise of Rops, maybe even a little bit more if Hunter plays this safe, and indeed he does. He bides his time. He's trying to find something else to take in this round, and there's the frag onto Rops. Now they know where he is. The jig is up. And this bomb's going to try and get across.
They even spotted the nade trajectory from Sunny, so they know he's somewhere towards the jungle, and they Molotov past him, so Sunny's still in this site. I don't think Valiance realized just yet, but he won't be able to deny the bomb plant. Valiance have already put that one down. Chris J spotted in the connector. Hunter does take down Oscar in the CT spawn, and now that opens up a big part of the map here for the T side. Chris J keeping the man advantage in favor of mousesports, but Valiant still have a trick up their sleeve. They still have the man down in ramp. Utility going down for mousesports, and that'll be the end of that. But Hunter needs to win this duel because he's the only man left standing. Sunny's tagged, but the defuse is stuck, and I think mousesports have got this. Hunter's realized it. 9 HP, better start running. It's 8 rounds to mousesports here on the CT side.
I mean, just what a performance it's been from Chris J. I feel like you just can't ignore it. It's the elephant in the room, right? He's 20-12. My goodness, there's no one else, you know, we really associate with stepping up alongside him, right? You look at Sunny, Rops, and Oscar, the kind of 3-man frag and duo that we so often speak about within this mousesports squad. You know, neither one of them really on that same level. Oscar's the next closest. He's only on 10 kills, so Chris J rather is doubling that down. Valiant's going to try and stay to basics, setting up over here towards the A ramp. 4 players there. Hunter now doubling back. Maybe going to go ahead through toward lower tunnels. Maybe going to try and throw a bit of a fake in toward this B bomb site, perhaps. He'll be there just to try and keep the attention of Mowers away and cut off these rotations. This push coming on in. And Hunter's position is unknown.
Ooh.
Rops even going to get mollied out of CT. Gonna try and boost up Oscar, but he is not too keen on that idea just yet. And that's what I was gonna say. For this to work, never mind, Hunter died, so it doesn't matter. 4 on 5, and here we go. The bomb is down. mousesports, can they get this retake done and dusted?
Oh dear, the kills are flying in through for mousesports now. Valiance doing their best to turn down that man advantage, or turn it around rather. Not working in their favor. Otto finally gets the first kill for Valiance, but mousesports still have numbers. They still have that advantage. Double kill coming back in through for Nexa, and he suddenly made this one a reality. Stiko has to come in clutch, and with no kit to play with, the time is done. The kills don't matter. It's Valiance finding 11 rounds here on the T side, and they keep it up, Harry. They reset mousesports off the back of winning their buy round. So that's the money again getting crushed here. This has been a recurring issue for mousesports, especially in that first half. And we have nothing to play with. We have Valiance up to 11 rounds, and yeah, okay, they're only just able to get a buy together themselves, but this is still a very, very, rickety-rockety situation for mousesports.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, that boat is well and truly rocking at this point in time. And this isn't one that you want to capsize if you're mousesports by any stretch of the imagination. Oh. This shot from Oscar does allow these players out into mid, and they're just going to start to waltz on down in response to it. Otto trying to take this fight in connector, spraying through that smoke like a madman, but doesn't manage to find anything. Now going to try and boost up Hunter once again. Now, this worked round prior, and it works now because Sunny gets very unfortunate with the timing. Hunter's in with his second kill, and that there is this window boost already paying for itself in abundance. Oscar chimes in with one, but he has to do so much more if he wants to hold this A bomb site.
Well, if there was any man up for the job, Oscar with the AWP is certainly one to contend with, but look at Valiance, look at this rotation. They've brought the bomb back in through the B apartments, and even though Rops is pushed down on ramp, it doesn't seem like mousesports are fully convinced of this just yet. They still have Oscar peering in towards middle, peering towards that connector. Esperanto just avoiding him, and great timing on that peak does take him down as well. So Valiance, like that, they're in a 4-on-2. Both these mousesports players separated as well. Stiko's the only man on B, and he is going to have to go absolutely mental if he wants to do anything here. Otto not going to be able to die to that deagle. It's very annoying when you're shooting someone in the back, because that head hitbox can be so hard to hit, especially when you're on like a lower ground. So unfortunate for Stiko, leaves Rops alone, and Valiance 12 rounds on this T side. mousesports will be on eco after this, Harry, so it's going to be almost a guaranteed 30-8.
And that is just really not how we expected this opening match to go. I mean, especially, when I saw the map pick and Mirage come through, I was like, okay. I mean, this should be a reasonably clean match. But the issue is on mousesports right now, you can't ignore the fact that there is just one man having to do a whole team's worth of work almost. He does have Oscar alongside him in some capacity, but it has just been Chris J center stage, thrust into the limelight, trying to make this happen. And I mean, even then, right, as much as I'm hyping him up, it's not like he's done anything crazy thus far on their CT side. That's where kind of only having one man stepping up does cause you limitations, right? Because you can't have Chris J running into bomb sites, getting these crazy entries. Think about the amount of times they went towards B, and he'd just go ahead and kill both defenders inside of the bomb site, or he'd bail them out in like a 2v3 along with someone else. You can't really do that on the CT side. You're a lot more hard pressed. You have to rely on the rest of the team. And you notice Chris trying to go for these kind of more individual plays in that sense, trying to find openers, and he's getting punished for it as a result. So they're always playing this from a man down.
And now desperate times call for desperate measures for mousesports. 4 pistols and a FAMAS on Robs. Valiance again just gifted mid-control here. mousesports not with the weaponry nor utility to contain this push. Already letting it up towards that connector and taking control towards the catwalk. B is looking like a tasty treat here for Valiance. And mousesports, I think they've started to realize, you can see this rotation coming through the spawn. They're pulling a couple more players over to this side of the map. Nexa, however, in the meantime, has already taken down that first kill. So this is going to get easier and easier with every frag that's found. And he is not stopping at 1.
He's not even stopping at 2, mate. He's continuing. He's like a hand on a clock that's just gone past the number 2. And eventually he's going to hit the number 3, because here's a man waiting close. Oscar, Nexa seems ready.
What was that?
Yeah. Forget I said anything. Esperanto's there to help out. But the more important thing, the overarching theme to take away from this is it's 13-8 in favor of Valiance and Co. over mousesports here in the opening game of the EU Minor. And as you've said, Hugo, if Valiance managed to pick this up, that lower bracket, the elimination game rather is going to be mousesports versus Optic. What is that? What even is that? That's not how it should be going down. Valiance are impressing me thus far.
Yeah, they're looking great. I mean, like the crazy part is with Vitality again. You know, they're the team up in the winners match, of course, of this group. Again, for the sake of argument, I'll assume Valiance win this game. If it's Valiance Vitality, like there's no clear winner there. Vitality, again, on paper, are the better team, but they are still unproven. They are still, you know, a new team, as are Valiance. So that's anyone's win. Like Valiance could 2-0 this group.
That was our big talking point, right, about Valiance, was they're this team where, you know, on paper, yeah, they're the least favorites, but they have, and even if you look back at the Imperial, the team that it's kind of a culmination of, they were both teams that would frequently upset top teams, take maps off of top teams, and, you know, actually have surprisingly good runs at a lot of the events they were at.
And they've had the whole of 2 months just to work on this team and prepare for this event, so...
Ooh, Chris J's hiding in this smoke, and he's now going to emerge from the mist. The boogeyman is here, and his name is Chris J. He's shut down 2 players over at the top of mid, is only next to left standing. What a turnaround from mousesports in this round. And there's Sunny in with another.
And that's a mousesports round. As soon as we're talking about Valiance getting out of this group, mousesports come back in with a big flex, a fast, you know, almost lossless round. Exactly kind of what you would want from this team, but let's see if they can keep it up, because surprising rounds like that where you're hiding in smokes don't work every single time. Valiance still have the money to buy. AWP in for both Oscar and Chris. Now we get to see that battle that we didn't really see all too much in the first half. It was mainly rifles across the board, and obviously mousesports having trouble with money. But now we've got Otto v the world. Valiant setting up for a fast B approach as well. There's going to be Stiko and Oscar in position. Oscar's just trying to hold that cross from the market, but the smokes allow them to move deep into the apartments, or at least Hunter does. Oscar desperately searching for something, but the flashbang's well timed. Stiko's even better. He catches that first kill. They need to try and trade him, but he's repositioned back towards short. Oscar dead in the meantime. Stiko not able to convert the spray. Lots of damage, no results. Esperanto finds 2, and just like that, mousesports are being picked apart. The bomb will get dropped, but that won't make a shred of difference. It's still a 1-on-3 for Rops.
Yeah, he's on the ropes. He's on the Rops, and let's see. Rops. Over the top of this Molotov, going to be very limited by the incandescence of that, and now just back it away. Yeah, he gives this up, plays it safe, and really, you know, what more can you do? 14-9, Valiance almost at that finish line. They can see it. They've just got the final 50 meters of this marathon left to close out.
And it seems like every time mousesports get around, it's reset. Another one from Valiance, another money-breaking round where mousesports are only going to have $1,400.
And you know, one of the main talking points for anyone about this mousesports roster is the strength of their double AWP setup, right? And in relation to what you're just saying, if you're constantly getting reset, you can't afford to run those double AWPs. You know, you think about the way a lot of these retakes have gone. You haven't really seen kits all too often. They've always been limited in terms of utility. Valiance is doing a great job of keeping mousesports in a very bad spot in terms of their money.
Yeah. That's why we have to have this AWP saved. So Rops will be pulling that forward and handing it over to Oscar in this round, but we're going to need some saving grace. Some knight in shining armor here for mousesports. Look at the performance Hunter's having as well, 21 and 13. I mean, this is a guy who was hyped up for a while and never really actually had the chance to prove himself against top teams. We saw them at DreamHack Masters last year, obviously him playing on Valiance there, but, you know, other than that, we've not really had a chance for Hunter to play many top teams on LAN, so this is really him proving himself right now.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Well, speak of the Hunter, and he'll pluck you off before you even see him. That's what Chris J just found out. Man advantage gain for Valiance and Co. And Esperanto not content with that. He's over here at short. Ooh, just going to miss the timing onto the man at CT. But he's got into the ladder room, and he's been undetected. Sunny just getting into the window room a few seconds too late to miss that cross. Still seems aware that someone could have made it into ladder room, but he's not going to stick around to find out. Instead, reinforces the hole with Stiko here at B. Him and Sunny really going to be under pressure. They have their work cut out for them. They have to buy time because Oscar and Rops are a long way from this B-bomb site.
And that nade, oh, that could be good. It is. Otto put down to 66, and Stiko, he's got a lot of work to do with his teammate pushed up on short. Esperanto is holding for the aggression, so Sunny can't bypass that position. Stiko waiting, and there's the timing. Sunny does catch one, so now he can turn around, assist his teammate up from short, and try and catch these players who are out on the site. Not for long. Hunter's caught out. The bomb dropped. Stiko's doubled down as well, and he tries to find a third onto Nexa up on short, but it isn't meant to be. Oscar's got the cross on lockdown, but the Molotov, it might force him out of position. A nade chipping. Nothing too serious here for mousesports. The retake is on in the 2v2.
The risk here is as winnable as this is. If mousesports go for this now and they lose, they've got nothing into match point for Valiance. So Oscar, he's really stuck between a rock and a hard place. Does he try and save? Even then, there's no guarantee he gets away with the AWP, so he's going to try and go for it. He rears his head out from the kitchen. Slowly but surely, in through this smoke. First has to try and best Otto.
Oh.
This shot across the board, and Otto's going to pick it up. Valiance, 15-9. Standing on match point. About to send mousesports down into that lower bracket. Looking to try and play for their slot in the playoffs versus Vitality later on.
I mean, who would have predicted this, Harry? This is the biggest upset of the day. We've had some crazy games, but oh dear, the 5th best team in the world getting bested by Valiance with a new roster. Certainly not what anyone expected, but it's not over till it's over. Mousesports still have a 6-round comeback to find, and that's only to start overtime. Valiance fast down into middle once again. It's Esperanto here on the ramp. We've got mousesports with 3 players on that A bomb site, but look at the weaponry they've got to play with. Only one real rifle, and that's on Sunny. He's not been having the best of games by any means. Valiance taking this one slow. They've already got that top mid control, and the window's not covered because mousesports don't want to challenge with the scout. They've got that towards the CT spawn instead. Got to be careful. Chris has found early damage, at least to Letney, putting him down to 14, but Valiance is starting to stack up towards his B site, and they do have the ladder room as well. You do remember that, so this short split is going to be possible to come through from Nexa. And mousesports, look at those 2 A players up in the palace. They're a long way away from this B bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, looking at Sunny and Oscar here, they just have to have the most unreal performance. As you said, this rotation is going to take so long to come in. Oscar, it's all eyes on him, and he's delivering. Oh my goodness, is he delivering. 3 kills, Nexa's picked him up, Sunny's in with the trade, and now it is just Esperanto left in a 1v4. Bombs dropped, and it's good night Valiance in that round. Oscar showing up in spades along with Sunny there to batten down the hatches inside of B. They weather the storm for the time being, but they still need 5 more rounds in a row if they want to take this one through to overtime.
Nice to see Valiance at least playing safe with only going for the half buy here, but you are right. This is still doable for mousesports. I do not want to count them out of this one. 5 in a row is not impossible, or 5 more in a row rather. They do have that AWP still in the hands of Oscar as well, but he's unarmored. Does have to be careful. Chris J's up on the catwalk. Quick climb up from the window. He spots 1 bit of damage to it as well. And the smoke covers off Otto from actually peeking wide and trying to finish off this kill. Valiance have no fear in taking these gunfights, considering it is only an eco round for them. Sunny, deep in the connector. He's got a bit of support from Chris, who does find 2, but that boost up in the window from Hunter nets himself a single frag. Nexa, same story for him, and oh no, this is starting to fall majorly out of control for mousesports. A couple more kills flying through, and now it's a 2-on-2, but no guns have been retrieved from Valiance just yet.
Yeah, they might not have retrieved any guns, but the issue is they're walking toward this B bomb site and there is nobody there for mousesports. Stiko is starting this rotation in. And he is going to post himself up, but they're making the decision to split up here, Rops and Stiko. 2 ways they could have gone about playing it, right? You can both group up inside of a bomb site and then you just go in for the retake together, or you split your forces, divide them up 1-to-1. Both, you know, benefits and cons, right? Just quickly, while we don't have much movement going on. Both playing together, you know, you can try and trade off of one another. You can try and trade into the retake. You know, you're just in a 2-on-2 if they pushed you. But the issue is, obviously, if you let that bomb go down, they can work into angles with the pistols. You're going to be, you know, having to check all these angles. And you look at the utility that's left for mousesports, they don't really have a lot. So they've gone for the split, but the one drawback of this, the very obvious drawback, is there is no trade if Stiko dies here. That's the M4 handed over and a bomb plant. So it is pivotal that he picks up really both of these kills, but 1 is a minimum.
He knows they're here. Free kill first coming through. Letney can't trade, and there it is. Stiko finds 2. definitely the right decision considering that Valiance were on eco and they knew that guns hadn't been retrieved just yet. So right call from mousesports and big round from Stiko as well. That is honestly saving the map for mousesports in that 2-on-2 against a round that really shouldn't have come so close as well. Considering that was an eco and now we actually have the full buy from Valiance coming through with the AWP as a possibility. I think we do have a little update as well for you guys at home about the main stream. That's currently Ents versus X-Space Soldiers, 6-4. Pretty close game, but early days, Harry.
Yeah, most definitely. That's an interesting one. We should have both streams open. You know, you can keep up with both. And if you don't, if you just want to watch this one, can't say I blame you. It's a great game. But also, you know, we'll be sure to keep you updated regularly with those little updates as often as we can. Still, this is, you know, a pretty pivotal moment, I think, for mousesports. A chance for them to continue building back into this. A chance for them to continue whittling down at that Valiance economy.
They've actually lost their AWP as well. Oscar's down on an SMG in this round. Was not saved in the previous. And so Valiance, far more equipped than that of mousesports in terms of at least the range in that sense. Going for the quick A execute. No one really committed other than Chris J inside of this bomb site. He's just hiding at the back of the site. Rops has already been tagged up in the meantime down in the spawn. Chris J peeking out wide. Double kill coming from him. Holding this down like a master with the AUG. 3 kills, bomb dropped. And only Hunter left up down on B, too far away to really make too much of a difference. And even though he finds a kill to Stiko, dinked in the process, that's probably a done deal here. mousesports, they're starting to make this look real, Harry.
Yeah, they almost certainly are. Oh, Hunter. He's not really fancying his odds on holding onto this AK anymore.
He's become the hunted.
He has. And he's certainly got his work cut out for him if he does want to hold on to it. I mean, in a sense, I can understand even if, you know, he could just run and die. And then they can, you know, all the money's equal, all redistributed. There's 2 ways you could go about it. But I tell you what, Chris J, once again, the savior of mousesports. He is the great redeemer. He's the judge, the jury, the executioner. It's Chris J, topping the charts right now, both in the server and for his team. And that's really been the defining factor. But the question for me is just like, how much more can you ask of him? At least now he's started to get a supporting cast around him, right? That's something I will say, is, you know, we've seen Sunny kind of start to find his footing a bit more. Stiko in that round prior having that big 1v2 in the B bomb site. You know, it was a 2v2 scenario, but he's there alone.
Counter-terrorists win.
But we still need to see a bit more. There's still 3 rounds separating mousesports and overtime here in the opening game of the European Minor.
Yeah, and Valiance is starting to realize that, okay, guys, we are playing against a top 5 team. We can't get ahead of ourselves. This is still losable. And with this round's money, definitely going to be losable. They can't even buy up. It's pistols, it's Glocks, it's Deagles. There's 1 AK on Hunter, and he's trying to find a quick entry on the A bomb site, but the smoke's already cut him off. Luckily enough, that smoke went down because Rops is the only man even somewhat close to the A site. We will see that rotate back. Sunny coming in through the connector. So now mousesports do have a bit of an army here. But Nexus already started to take it away piece by piece. Sunny getting dropped. Rops does manage to take down that 1 rifle and 1 armored player for the side of Valiance. But they still cross towards the site. They still get a man up towards triple. So Rops has got to be very careful here towards the spawn. Luckily enough, Chris J again coming in with a crucial frag. And Esperanto can't hit his Deag. mousesports coming up trumps.
And there's Chris J once again, another 3K. He's somehow the glue holding this team together in this matchup, sitting 31-18. Next highest on his team is Oscar with 18 frags to his name, which is just unreal. And that round even, by the way, Chris J plays a much more pivotal round than getting the 3K. Early on, he pushed up through mid, secures control of top mid, and that gets the information that it's just going to be this full-on A commitment. Admittedly, that frag comes in from Nexus, so you already saw the rotations, but it gave them the confidence to just stick all 4 players toward that A bomb site and lock it down. So even when he's not fragging, Chris J is still having so much impact in these rounds.
And we actually have a bit more of a default from Valiance as well. Not just going for an immediate push, trying to hold on to all portions of the map, aside from mid, giving that away for now. The deep smoke on B, they're going to run right through it. Dangerous decision, and Stiko gets traded as a result. A 1-for-1. Valiance might be happy with that. They can either go for this A execute now, and there's only 2 players here as well. Next has been dropped down in the B apartments. This is the perfect time to go, but Sunny's already in position close behind the ramp. Esperanto getting one single trade, but they're still down a man, and they haven't even worked out where Sunny's repositioned. He's under the balcony. Esperanto's got his back turned, and Sunny is stepping up as well. Everyone is starting to find their footing here on the mousesports side, and that is spelling disaster for Valiance. The money crunched at 15-14. Pause being called, but a bomb plant would have been so valuable there to allow Valiance to actually buy up.
Yeah, because now you look at what they can get, and you're going to have to take a hit somewhere in terms of the firepower, right? You're going to have a couple of players running SMGs, a couple of players running Deagles. You know, mousesports managed to chain together the last 5 rounds in a row, as you can see from this lovely little graphic. And they just need one more to successfully chain together the 7 rounds necessary to get us through to overtime.
And look how crazy that score is, that scoreline is as well, right? They get reset twice in the first 10 rounds of this half, and then they find 5 rounds in a row, or 9 rounds and a half, and then 5 rounds in a row. Like, that's pretty crazy to see a recovery like that. And we know mousesports can win and lose every game, it seems. They can recover these horrendous scorelines. They can also throw away massive leads. So this is looking to be one of the former right now. Let's see if they can go the full distance and bring us to OT.
Chris J is still feeling confident over here amid. He's going to start to creep on up. Now, does he go too far? That's the only question. He's holding close right now. Esperanto is here, keeping an eye on this portion of the map. And it's just a standoff right now. Chris J, nerves of steel to not move out of this position. He does at least have Sunny and Connector keeping an eye on lower tunnels. You can see Hunter's positioned over towards B, so there is the danger that Chris J gets wrapped onto, especially now that they've spotted him. The temptation might just be there for Hunter to barrel in through the lower tunnels to try and pick this up, but decides against it right now. 50 seconds left on the clock, though. Valiance haven't been able to get anywhere on the map just yet. Everywhere they've tried to poke and prod, they've been sent back. And they've taken a lot of damage for it. It's looking like it's going to culminate to be this A play. 3 players down on the ramp, 2 in mid as they look to try and split on in. It's Rops and Sunny to hold them back.
Time is the biggest issue, though. 30 seconds. They can't afford to lose this to exactly that. Sunny's hiding on default, exactly where they likely want to plant. Valiance start to make their face out of ramp and even through the connector, but Chris J has finally finished off one of those kills. Nex has been taken down, and we still have 2 low HP players, so Sunny reveals himself from the back of the site and gets nothing for it. Rops goes down after only 1, and while it's low players on the Valiant side, it's still a 3-on-2. They've still got the advantage, and that bomb's even gone down.
Clash of the Titans over in jungle, though, sees Hunter come out on top over Chris J. And now only Stiko and Oscar left standing. mousesports, they have fought so hard to pull it back to this scoreline. They do not want to be going down into that lower bracket, into the elimination slot. They have to fight now, harder than ever. And it's only Oscar left standing. Letney picks him up. 16-14 as Valiance and co edge out Mirage and take this series.
Oh dear, that is unbelievably well played from Valiance, but mousesports are going to be kicking themselves. A 5-round in a row comeback, almost getting that 6 that would have pulled it to overtime, and 32 kills from Chris J. That is such a shame to see, but hey, a win is a win, and Valiance, a team that no one expected really to win that opening game, have just taken a very close victory over mousesports, putting themselves into that winners game up against Vitality.
Yeah, and that now becomes even more interesting. You know, Valiance, new look Valiant squad in the sense, you know, they've combined it with the Imperial, and like we keep bringing up, these were teams that could always upset, they could always beat the best opposition. You know, you've already beat a top 5 team in the world. Now you're up against Vitality, who, you know, on paper, they're the easier opponent. You know, they're the ones that you should be edging it out over if you were going to be Valiant and upset anybody, especially when you think that they've just had some pretty major changes in that sense, right? Obviously removing Happy, bringing in Alex, that's an interesting change, but you have no doubt that's going to have affected the team in a pretty big way.
One big discussion we were having even coming into this game, off camera, you were saying that, you know, we saw Nexter on the Imperial and he was very, very good there. But of course, he was leading now. Now he's moving into a team where, you know, we imagine Letney's calling the shots for this roster like he was.
He still is.
Yeah, that gives so much more room for Nexa to play. He dropped 23 kills, top of his team, looking fantastic.
That was always the thing, right, with him back in the Imperial, was just that he would have games, for the most part, he was like always very, very good. But you could tell at times if they started to fall behind, like the strain of having to like try and come up with solutions, it was a bit much to ask of him, and maybe he did fall off, so it made him a bit inconsistent. But he was like, you know, I'd say the second best player in that team. So yeah, I mean, I'm very happy that he's finding success here. Let's take a look at the bracket though, because we have had other games going on at the same time. You can see we just saw Valiance best mousesports 16-14, Vitality earlier on taking Optic 16-8. That means that this upper bracket final going to be Valiance versus Vitality. The lower bracket, somehow, some way, mousesports versus Optic, one of those teams is gone.
That's crazy. That's unbelievable. Like one best of 3 away from either Optic or mousesports from leaving the tournament, and anyone's guess as to say who. I really don't know, because, you know, Optic maybe didn't perform great against Vitality, but mousesports, they struggled against Valiant. Who knows, Harry? It's all up in the air. And so we're going to take a minute to compose ourselves. You guys should too. We're going to have North versus Wendigo coming up on this stream in just a few minutes. So see you after the break.